Liz Truss has lifted a ban on fracking to help the UK meet its energy demands. It's literally the first thing she has done as Prime Minister, so must be pretty important. But what is it? Because I don't fracking know. Fracking is the process of extracting gas and oil from shale rock. The process involves shattering the rock apart using a high-pressure mixture of water, sand, and chemicals. Just blast straight at it. It's kind of like when there's a bit of poop around the rim of the toilet and you use like your urine flow to get it off. No? Just me. This fracking of the rock releases gases within. Like with my toilet scenario, releasing farts. Just, with more energy. Shale is a type of sedimentary rock, and it's very common. It accounts for 70% of the crust of the earth, so super basic. Shale is like the Weedle of the rock world. Bloody everywhere. Loads of it. So the argument is, let's blast it and turn it into something useful. Like a bee drill. Bee drill. There's a joke in there somewhere. You put it together yourselves. Much like the government is letting you put your energy bills together yourself. Why is fracking needed? Well, currently the UK only produces 48% of the energy that we use. Like, we used to have a lot more, but we went guns for gas in the 80s and sold loads of it. Which is why, as a country, we are so rich and not in £2,365 billion worth of debt. So the gas that we don't produce for ourselves has to be imported from other countries and they can just charge us whatever they like. Just a cup of gas, please, neighbour. How much? £1 billion, you pauper. So, is fracking bad? Well, it's controversial. The UK banned fracking in 2019 due to evidence from environmental groups showing it caused earth tremors, like little mini earthquakes. Obviously, it's not confirmed if it was due to the fracking or due to these guys. The government promised they wouldn't reintroduce fracking without compelling new evidence. What they must have meant by promise was, we promised not to unless we slip super low in the polls and we need something to bring it back. Most of the fracking sites are in the north, with 2 having previously been licensed in Lancashire. In terms of a levelling up agenda, it's great opportunity to build jobs, but it's quite literally levelling down the ground, like just chopping it away. So who is a fan of fracking? Not the public. Recent polls showed just 17% of people were in favour of fracking. So, 15% more than people who fancy Liz Truss. The main support comes from the gas industry, the Tory party, and weirdly, RuPaul Charles. Quick detour, but did you know RuPaul owns a 60,000 acre ranch in Wyoming that is leased for fracking? Now, 60,000 acres is a lot. It's roughly the size of Birmingham. Can you imagine Birmingham? The whole of Birmingham as a fracking site, just looking like it's constantly being built on. Oh wait, that is what Birmingham looks like. Obviously, it's not RuPaul doing the fracking. Fracker? I don't even know her. It's not like he's sending Michelle Visage down to the Shale Valley every morning to blast out some gas with a hose pipe. Obviously, he leases it to companies who do it for him because, money, 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 money! That and owning a ranch doesn't actually mean that you own the rights to the rocks underneath it. So if the government and the oil companies and the gas companies want to frack it, then you don't really have a choice. One could say he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. One of the biggest supporters of fracking is a company called Quadrilla. They sound like a supervillain to me. Quadrilla, destroyer of worlds. They predict that just 10% of the shale in Lancashire could provide 50 years worth of gas, which is a lot. We could get through 26 prime ministers in that time, going at current rates. Now, Quadrilla would be pretty in favour of it because they are a company literally set up to frack shale rock. That's all that they do. Which kind of makes it sound more like the villain in a superhero movie. It would be like me putting Lex Luthor in charge of superhero management. I mean, their own website describes them as formed in the UK in 2007, Quadrilla is a privately owned British exploration and production company focused on discovering and recovering natural resources, primarily natural gas from shale rock. So, Aaron, get to the fracking point. Yes, fracking can produce a lot of gas, potentially 50 years worth, but it is a risk and we don't know the environmental damages. So, the question really is, would you put that risk under your house?